Great moments in human stupidity. This is a monthly YouTube program in which we analyze one moment in human stupidity and its effects on the stupid world in which we live. I'm your host, Christopher LaRock. This month's great moment in human stupidity comes to us from the LDS Church. Shortly after discovering the Egyptian manuscripts that Joseph Smith Jr. claimed he used in translating the Pearl of Great Price, the president of the Mormon Church hired some Egyptian scholars to go over those documents. And here's Dr. Walter Martin to explain what happened next.
But in 1965, the Mormon Church was presented with the actual manuscript that Joseph Smith used to translate the Pearl of Great Price. And that manuscript was presented by the Museum of Modern Art in New York. The Mormon Church hailed it as a great discovery, and the Mormon Church put to work on the translation its greatest scholar in Egyptology, Professor D.J. Nelson. Professor Nelson was designated by the head of the church to translate it. He eagerly took the manuscript, which contained the Book of Abraham, and proceeded to translate it. When he finished his translation, he contacted the president of the Mormon Church and said, "We have a problem." The president of the Mormon Church, quite naturally, wanted to know what the problem was. Dr. Nelson said, "The problem is that what Joseph says the manuscript says and what the manuscript says are two entirely different things." He then submitted the manuscript to 4 Egyptologists, and they studied it and came back and said the same thing.
What was the Mormon Church's response once the fraudulent nature of the Pearl of Great Price was uncovered? Did they come clean with the public and openly admit that it was a fraud? Did they stop publishing the book and admit to the Mormon people that it really wasn't the Word of God? Or did they suppress the documents and continue to publish it anyway, raking in millions of dollars from the Mormon people who were purchasing these so-called sacred books?
They willfully and deliberately suppressed the manuscript. They would not let the Mormon people see it. And the reason they wouldn't let them see it is contained in D.J. Nelson's letter of resignation to the Mormon Church. Attention, First Presidency Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, Salt Lake City, Utah. This letter is to inform you that it is our considered desire that my own name and those of my wife and daughter be removed from the membership rolls of the Latter-day Saints Church. We, D.J. Nelson, Catherine G. Nelson, Kim and Sherry Nelson, do freely and with full understanding of the implications of the step require that our names be removed from all member records of the LDS Church. I, D.J. Nelson, do hereby renounce and relinquish the priesthood which I now hold. Following my translation, the first to be published of the bulk of the hieratic and hieroglyphic Egyptian texts upon the Metropolitan Joseph Smith papyri fragments, 3 of the most eminent Egyptologists now living published corroborating translations. These amply prove, listen, the fraudulent nature of the Book of Abraham, in which lies the unjust assertion that Negroes are unworthy of participation in the highest privileges of the LDS Church. We do not wish to be associated with a religious organization which teaches lies and adheres to policies so blatantly opposed to the civil and religious rights of some citizens of the United States.
It's been several years now since the fraudulent nature of the Book of Abraham and the rest of the Pearl of Great Price has been confirmed, and yet the Mormon Church still suppresses these documents and manuscripts and continues to publish the Pearl of Great Price and collect millions of dollars from the Mormon people under the guise that it's the Word of God. And if that's not stupid, then what is? This has been another installment of Great Moments in Human Stupidity. Until next time, Thank you for watching. This is Christopher LaRock. Check out my website and my books. Thank you. These exciting titles and many others are available at lulu.com/Christopher LaRock.